Now that I've lived a half a century, this makes me sound old, doesn't it? I just look at life a little bit differently. I've often talked about seasons, and I just want to share with you some thoughts on that here in the program today. You know, there is such a thing as seasons of life. I know that in the natural we have 4 seasons. Now where I live, we don't get 4 distinct seasons really. In fact, we could have 3 seasons in one day. But the point is that there are 4 seasons. You have winter, you have spring, you have summer, and then you have autumn. And those seasons each have a real significance because each season is necessary for the circle of life and the cycle of life to exist as it relates to plant life and all types of things. The same is true in our lives. You must really be aware of seasons. To refuse to recognize a season is to say, I don't want my life to be recycled or to be renewed or to go through a death process and then come to life again in a new way, a new fresh way. Seasons are critically important. For me, obviously, the last couple of years have been a season of transition, but leading into my entrance into this new place. Now, I know 50 years old is a big deal, but 50 years old doesn't necessarily mean that's the beginning of the new season. Quite honestly, I believe this season's been beginning for me for a couple of years now. But I sense that now that I am very much aware that this is a very real season that God has brought me into, now I have to be willing to engage all of the possibilities that exist in the context of this season. And that will certainly mean that I will reflect on my past. I will look into previous seasons for reference points and for understanding maybe, for experiences that give me insights as to what I'm looking at or what I'm dealing with now. But here's the piece. The previous season's experiences and understandings can't necessarily be the anchor that you rely on to define what your future looks like. Because if you allow your past to define your future, then you could possibly miss out on some really awesome benefits that the new season offers you that the previous one did not. So you must recognize when a season in your life is coming to an end, when a season of your life is in transition, or when a season of your life is beginning or budding, or you're coming into a new place. Recognize that. Embrace it. But as you walk through that doorway, know this, you now begin to engage possibilities that most probably did not exist on the previous level. So you have to retune your frequency. You have to not necessarily be looking through the eyes of how you looked at your past, because you're going to see new things. You're going to experience new things. You're going to see things from a different perspective. So I encourage you not only to recognize seasons, but I really deeply encourage you to embrace the possibilities, the new possibilities, the unlimited possibilities that the new season offers you. This is a new day for you. It's a new place for all of us. And yes, I know that in our respective countries and the places that we do life around the world, there are calamities and challenges and chaos and this going on and that going on. Understand, it doesn't define who you are. You can choose to fully embrace what God has designed for you, what God has predestined for you, and you can have that. But you must recognize seasons, and you must embrace all of the new possibilities. My name is Brian Holmes. Thanks for being with us today.